Hey everyone, welcome back to Good Way Give a Tech. Today we're jumping into something mind blowing from Google called Stitch. Picture this, an AI that can take your wild app ideas like I want a blue photo sharing app and turn them into real designs in code, all with just a few words or a sketch. Sounds like sci fi, right? Well, it's real and it's here. Stick around because by the end of this video, you'll see why Stitch is a total game changer and maybe even try it yourself. So, what exactly is Stitch? It's Google's brand new experimental AI tool that helps anyone, yes, anyone, design user interfaces or UIs for apps and websites. Launched at Google I/O 2025, it's still in early beta, but it's already turning heads. Whether you're a total beginner or a pro designer, Stitch lets you create app layouts and even spits out the code to make them real. How cool is that? Imagine you're sitting there thinking, I want an app for my book club. You tell Stitch, and bam, it hands you a design with book lists and cozy vibes ready to go. That's the magic we're talking about. Okay, let's pop the hood and see how Stitch does this. It's powered by Google's super smart AI models, Gemini 2.5 Pro and Gemini 2.5 Flash. These AIs can read your text, like make a gallery app with a friends section, or even look at a messy sketch you drew on a napkin and turn it into a polished design. But it doesn't stop there. Stitch can export your design to Figma if you're a designer who wants to tweak it more. Or if you're a coder, it gives you HTML and CSS to start building right away. It's like having a design buddy and a coding assistant rolled into one. I mean, who needs a whole team when you've got Stitch, right? Let's get to the fun part, real examples. Google showed off Stitch with some awesome demos, and I've got to share these with you. First up, someone asked for a bookworms app with a warm, bookish feel. Stitch whipped up a mobile UI with book recommendations and a reading list. Look at this. See those cozy colors and smooth layout? That's Stitch in action. It's like Stitch can read your mind and hand you a design in minutes. Tell me that's not wild. Now, before you start dreaming of your $1 million app, let's keep it real. Stitch is still in beta, so it's got some hiccups. Sometimes it's slow to respond, like, come on, Stitch, I don't have all day. And other times it might give you nothing at all. Also, it only speaks English right now, and it's better for quick prototypes than super detailed designs. So don't expect it to build the next Instagram overnight. It's more like your creative starting point. So who should care about Stitch? If you're a newbie with zero design or coding skills, this is your moment. You can make app interfaces without drowning in complicated tools. And if you're a pro, Stitch saves you time. Whip up concepts fast and focus on the fun, creative stuff. I tried it myself for a silly app idea, a fan club for my cat. Check this out. Not perfect, but it's a start, right? Look at this. I copied design code and pasted it in a new HTML file, and I opened it with live server, and I can preview it on port 5500, and this is how you can use this design code in your project. Now, let's try to build a Blinkit clone, a grocery app UI. So I entered a detailed prompt like add a home screen, category screen, product list under category screen, guard screen, address screen, checkout screen, and order confirmation screen. I even gave a style guide, what colors should be, fonts, layout, buttons, animations, all that jazz. I started with the standard mode where Stitch uses Gemini 2.5 Flash. It began creating, and honestly, it was pretty fast and the results were much better than I expected. But hey, I'm not completely satisfied yet. So I decided to switch to its experimental mode, which uses the most powerful model, Google Gemini 2.5 Pro. Now, this mode is slower than a snail on a treadmill, but we can wait for the better results, right? Here's the funny part. I asked it to create 7 screens, but it only managed to do 6. Yeah, apparently it's limited to 6 screens. No worries, I said, let's just create that 7th screen separately. Because why not? This is really cool. So now I have all these designs and I can just take the code and drop it into my project. All I got to do is add some logos and boom, I've got a 12-minute delivery app ready to go. But hey, I'm not planning to launch it just yet, bro. You don't need to tell anyone or hire a fancy designer for this. Just add logic and you'll have a mind blowing app. You're basically an Akodar. Yeah, I just made that up. Sounds like some superhero name. And this is pure God power. We've done enough talking. Now, here's where it gets funny. We didn't even add an image input where I can upload pictures, right? Stitch will create all your designs if you switch to experimental mode. But in standard mode, nope, no images allowed. So I switched to experimental mode and voila, it started taking its sweet time. But hey, it's in experimental mode, so patience is key. And then, bro, brace yourself, it created something totally different. Not good, not bad, just weird. I don't even know why I put it all in one place. Maybe I was feeling adventurous or just wanted to see what chaos looks like. I think I was in free mode where you can't create more than one screen with image input. So I decided to test with just one screen and put that image in. It started creating again, but then bam! Stitch just messed up and threw an error about passing HTML. So I copied the code, pasted it into VS Code, and opened it with Live Server. Honestly, I wasn't feeling it, but I tried fixing it, and eventually it looked amazing. Well, at least from a UI perspective, the quality of the image was a bit suspect, but hey, watch this UI. It's incredible, satisfying, modern, and probably makes you want to eat a burger just looking at it. Okay, let's stack Stitch up against the competition. Compared to Figma AI, which is awesome for design but skips the code, Stitch gives you both. Tools like Replit Agent focus on coding, not UI, while Stitch is all about that app design life. There's Bolt and V0 out there too, but Stitch has Google's AI muscle behind it, and that's a big flex. Here's the best part, you can play with Stitch right now. It's free on Google Labs. Go to stitch.withgoogle.com, type in some ideas, and see what happens. Maybe you'll design the next TikTok. Drop your craziest Stitch creations in the comments. I want to see what you come up with. So, there you have it. Stitch is Google's way of making UI design easy, fast, and fun for everyone. Sure, it's got some growing pains, but it's a sneak peek at where app making is headed. Imagine a world where anyone can turn their ideas into reality with just a few words. That's the future Stitch is teasing us with. What do you think? Ready to give it a spin? Tell me below. And if you love this deep dive, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and ring the bell for more tech goodies. Thanks for hanging out with me. See you in the next one.